Hi everybody, welcome back for another week of Lunch and Learn. This week we're going to be doing a dragon eye, or you could call it a lizard eye or a reptile eye. I just thought it was fun to kind of think of it as a dragon. So the materials that you need are pretty simple and you can always make do with what you have. So don't feel like that if you don't have something that you can't do this project, because you can just do this with pencil and paper if that's all you have. So the paper that I'm going to be using is a mixed media paper. You could also use watercolor paper. And I'm going to be using just a simple set of Crayola watercolor paints. You're going to need a pencil. It's nice to have an eraser nearby. I love kneaded erasers because they are self-cleaning and stretchy and they don't leave all the little eraser marks all over the place. And a black Sharpie. Mine has disappear, but I will find it. So to get started, what I like to do is go to the internet. So if you're allowed to go by yourself, you can search on your own. If you need an adult to be with you, look up things like lizard eye or reptiles, and pull up some pictures, because I want you to have real references. Even though we're creating an imaginary dragon, I still want you to have a reference, because there's different types of eyes. You can see some have circles for pupils, some have slits. The kind of wrinkles and patterns of the scales that go around the eye are all a little bit different. So you could kind of pull from things that you like and create and make up your own lizard, which is what I did when I created mine. So I really like this project in a square. I just feel like it fits it best. So if you want, you can cut your paper down or have somebody help you cut it into a square. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an eye shape, and not all of the eye shapes are what I call human eye shapes. These couple of eyes are, these three, these are more circles. This one actually is more of a human eye. And I just seem to like the human eye shape. So I think that's what I'm going to do again. It does not need to be straight on the paper. It could be diagonal or kind of catty corner. It's totally up to you. I like to leave a little space around it because I do like to put different patterns for the scales around the eye. So let me grab my marker so that I can go over this as soon as I get the shape that I want. So it's kind of like a football shape or a spaceship shape. You'll be able to see it here in just a second. So if you were doing this at home, I would probably not go for the marker right away. I would probably do it all in pencil first. And looking again at my reference, I like how this eyeball is kind of looking up, and there's kind of an eyeball shape. Then there's a little bit of a pattern, kind of a dot pattern around it, and then a circle. So I'm going to do that one for my dragon. I'm going to do a nice big eyeball, and then the other part of the eyeball over here. And then where I said that little dot pattern was, I'm just going to, instead of a line, I'm just going to do little dots. So yours is going to be different. That's the fun of this, is everybody gets to make their own art and make it their own way. I'm even making mine completely different from my first dragon eye. When I did this in class, one of my classes did these all in watercolor, but then my other class, I let them do a little mini paint pour. Some of you may have been watching that on YouTube and other sources. You might, or maybe you've done a paint pour before. And then we cut, after the paint pour was dry, we cut it out and we put it in the center, and then we put a piece of, I think we took black paint and painted in the eyeball. So that's another fun way to make the eyeball. So now that I have the eyeball shape, I'm going to take some time to study my lizards so that I can figure out what kind of wrinkly pattern I want around it. And then we're going to go on from there. So get your eye drawn today, get some lizard pictures pulled up. You don't have to print them if you don't have a printer. You can just have them on your phone or an iPad. And that's it for day one of Dragon Eye. See you tomorrow.